We don't know what happened to Chris, right?
No. Everybody give it like a little quick check 1, 2.
Check 1, 2, check 1, 2, check 1, 2.
Check 1, 2, check 1, 2.
Love it. All right. Good, good, good. And 5, 4, 3.
Welcome, everyone, and pull up a seat at the table. It's Lunchtime in Rome. Tonight's episode 304 is entitled Good to Great. How to. What does it take to go from good to great? How do you build relational intimacy? We'll be talking about that at the table this evening. So pull up a seat at the table and join us. First-time listeners can subscribe on your favorite podcast app or watch us live or later on YouTube at Lunchtime in Rome. Visit us at lunchtimeinrome.com, and while there, you can take our relational needs questionnaire. Make sure to follow us on all social media, and it would be great if you gave us a 5-star review. Jay, what is this podcast about?
At the table, we strive to love one another and help you to do the same. Some weeks we will have somebody join us so that you can get to know them and learn a little bit about yourself in the process. Other weeks, like this one, we dive into a topic. Romans 12:15 says to rejoice with those who rejoice, mourn with those who mourn. Well, that's what we do. So while it may not be 12:15 in Rome, we're treating it like it is lunchtime in Rome. Without Chris.
Minus Chris.
Yeah, minus Chris.
No Chris.
R.I.P. Not that final, but just not here.
Oh, we don't know, though.
Well, he needed the night off, had a tough day, don't know what's going on, but
Yeah,
we miss him.
not catastrophic. I believe his exact words were, "I'm going to melt into the couch." Peter Griffin.
We're waiting on the applause there.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's my bad. It's my
That's all
bad.
right. We'll just take it out of your pay.
Yeah. I wanted to talk a little bit about, Jay, you turned me on to the Internet Invitational.
The Internet Invitational, a lofty idea by Dave Portnoy and brilliantly DMs Bob Berger.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy too.
Oh, yeah.
He's hilarious.
Oh, dude, then I highly suggest you watch it. Like, you don't, so, okay, it's a golf tournament. You don't have to like golf.
No.
I do want to give a little warning. It's not a family.
It's not the worst.
It's not the worst.
There
but
are F-bombs.
Yes. Yeah, they're
Not many.
they're who they are.
And who are they?
Internet,
48.
yeah, YouTube stars.
YouTube / pop culture.
Yeah.
You know, Andrew Santino, the comedian. You definitely know who he is. From that to YouTube personalities to YouTube golf people.
Yeah. Nate Shot, he's a Call of Duty streamer.
I love it. That's
gamer.
who you mentioned.
Yeah. But that's who, like, they're like,
I had no idea who he was.
and he's a golfer. Like, he, like, you know, but,
Yeah.
but not professionally, and doesn't have a golf channel on YouTube or anything like that. But just, it's unbelievable from the start to the finish.
Episode 1 through episode 6.
And man,
Anywhere between 2 and 3 hours per episode.
yeah,
And every minute is worth watching.
every single minute.
I feel like you don't normally watch things like that long.
Long form.
Yeah.
I will watch a YouTube golf video that is a full round of golf, which could take an hour because of the content, because they're funny, because I know
Yeah.
them.
Right.
And so with the mindset of this is just a bunch of those, I was
Yeah.
able to do it.
Okay. Understood.
And the way they produced it, packaged it, edited it. I mean, like you even watch them like draft their teams, and you hear the conversations going on, and when they're picking the orders and whatnot, and they're picking the matchups, you know who to pair together and whatnot. Like, it's fun.
As a person who cares about emotional needs and relationships, it's fascinating
Yeah.
to watch the different people who are confident, who are cocky, who are insecure, who are self-deprecating,
Yeah.
who are apologizing all over the place. And one of the very best golfers, anytime anybody, no, actually, he was the very best golfer. Anytime anybody played with him, his whole thing was no apologies. No apologies. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, actually, they feel guilty. You should join them in their emotion.
Yeah.
But the idea was, what is it like for an average golfer to have to make a putt when $300,000 is on the line? What happens to that person?
Right.
Yeah.
And so that was the idea
That was
behind
like the
it.
genesis of
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
Frankie.
Oh, Frankie.
It ended up exactly.
hey, we may be making people want to watch.
I was just gonna say it ended up exactly how it ended up.
It did, very much so. Well, and the weekend before, it was filmed in late July, early August, I think.
Yeah, because it was hot. The people were sweating.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the guys,
Ryan Whitney.
yes, Ryan Whitney is one of the people.
Yeah.
Paul Bissonnette.
he's one of my.
He's great.
Paul
he's one of
Bissonnette.
us.
He's
Yeah.
one of them.
Yeah.
NHL players is why we're saying that to Brian.
Yeah.
Former Pirates, Steelers, Penguins. My goodness.
Man, who are you?
We were all here the
You
night
turned
Brian
into an
shorted
80-year-old
out.
lady
Wow.
trying to name their grandkids.
Yeah, my brain just. There we go. Let's turn it back on.
But one of the young men, and I say young men because I think he was 36 or 7, the weekend before it was the first episode came out, which that didn't come out till 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
tragically passed away.
Oh.
And so his family was given this opportunity to see him play and to see how much everybody loved him. His name was Beef. He's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
He was a big boy.
Big boy.
Died suddenly, right?
Yeah.
You know, but
Young.
Young.
Born in 1994.
correct.
Yeah. So sad.
Yeah. So it was an amazing. It's incredible to watch. It's all I'll say.
Like I was tearing up at the end.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Hard not to.
Yeah. Yeah. But it is incredible, and I highly recommend that if you don't, like I said, you don't have to be into golf, but if you're into golf and you love sports
And you have 18 hours.
I mean, I watched it while I was
Yeah.
working, like, I had it on because like it's something that like you can also kind of just listen to and like look up when there's like
Right.
big moments, stuff like that.
Right.
But like the Bob Does Sports guy, whenever the camera would go to him, I'm always like, oh, what's he gonna say? Because it's gonna be great.
And it always is.
It always is. The ice cream.
Oh, so good.
It's
So good.
they had chocolate peanut butter.
I didn't know.
It's so good. Last thing, shelves are finished.
Oh,
I
nice.
talked
Praise
about
God.
doing the built-in shelves.
You're welcome.
Well, I do have you to thank.
That's right.
Because we were Jordan and I, my neighbor Jordan. Shout out Jordan, best neighbor in the world. Has every tool known to man.
Really does.
Really does. He helped me cut all the. We got 3/4 inch plywood, and we made shelves out of that. Cut them all up, put them together, and then we had to lift it up onto the counter. And we quickly realized that it's going to take more than just the two of us. And so I got Max over here, and then we were like, 3 should be good. And then I was like, I don't know. I think I should call one more person. So I called Jay. You were next on the list, Brian.
I feel honored and relieved.
Honored that they didn't want to bother you.
Yeah.
And relieved that I didn't have to
They
do
brought in the heavy. I had to take care of business.
And we got him up there. But yeah, we should go take a look whenever.
It's unbelievable. Like,
Yeah.
it's the tightest fitting built. I mean, I don't know how you measure it like that. I don't know how you do it.
Laser measure and
Yeah, but still.
Jordan's precision cutting with all the tools that he has available to him.
I suppose.
But yeah, it turned out so good and really excited about it.
Fantastic. I made an unexpectedly delightful dinner tonight. Yeah.
Roadkill?
Yeah. The meat that I bought at Aldi kind of looked like it. But I bought just, it didn't even say really what it was. It just said good for carne asada.
Oh, yeah, the carne asada meat.
Yeah. So it wasn't a
Still
big thing.
pricey, though. You make money.
You know what?
$7
I
a
don't even
pound.
look at price.
Yeah, it's
You know
how
what
you
I mean?
roll. That's how you roll.
I got a question.
Yeah.
What's carne asada?
Meat that's
Asada meat.
see.
Big guy says hi, by the way. Big guy's here.
Hey, big
Oh.
He
guy.
said better late than never, but we're actually a little bit late tonight, big guy. So you're right on time, buddy.
Yeah, so you can use it in tacos or
So it's like loose meat.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I did is I threw it in the crock pot, spiced it up, put some garlic on it. Did it in beef broth for about 5 hours this afternoon.
That softened it up.
Yeah, and then I took it out, kept the jus, and then basically threw in some onion and peppers and did it almost like a cheesesteak kind of a deal.
Yeah.
I like that.
And man, It was so good. Like I said, I saved the jus. I boiled some mushrooms in it, and I'm really the only one that eats mushrooms, but they were so good, boiled in that stuff, and then I turned that
Love
jus
mushrooms.
into gravy, and I also made fresh cut fries from real potatoes in my air fryer.
Okay.
I tossed.
Is it poutine? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, and it was delicious. It was so good.
I love
And,
that.
I mean, I didn't necessarily wake up thinking I'm going to have a meal like this.
Right.
It just kind of happened, and
I love
I'm like,
that.
I'm putting this one on the list. And it was me and Lex and Abby, and we've had some really nice dinners, just us and meaningful conversations happening, and it's just been. It's really nice when a dinner like that happens unexpectedly, and you can add another thing to your list.
I was gonna say, isn't that the greatest when you get like a go-to meal
Yeah.
on like added to the list that you got going? Like I don't know, I just love that.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I don't think I have.
You got the chicken. That's a go-to.
No. When you said when you add one, I don't know the last thing I've added. Like I have a repertoire
Yeah.
full of meals, but I don't know the last time I stumbled into one.
Yeah. Really? 'Cause
Well,
I feel like you're experimenting a lot.
yeah.
and
I could be wrong.
I feel like
what
you.
was
I feel like you
something-
do it all the
something
time.
You just did recently. I don't know.
My fried rice, I just made that.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
like
but my
when-
point is, like, I got that. I've done fried rice.
Right. Okay.
I know, but it's on your list now. Like that. Yeah,
I'm
like,
saying I have a list. You
Yeah.
said when you stumble into. I don't know that I've stumbled into anything in a while.
Okay.
Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, it was interesting because once I made the meat and
How'd you make the gravy? Did you make a roux? You said you had the jus and you turned it into a gravy.
yeah, I just put some cornstarch in it.
You
and-
had a little slurry.
yeah, and
Slurry, or did you just go straight to cornstarch?
I just went straight to
You
cornstarch.
crazy man.
I don't
It's
know.
like-
I don't know what else to do.
I don't even know what slurry is.
I don't
So
know
you
what
take
that is.
cornstarch and a little bit of water, and
Oh.
you slowly make a really thick thing.
And
slurry,
then add it in.
Then you add that in because then the
Okay.
problem with going straight into it is you might get clumps.
There were clumps, so
See?
I'll know that
Go
for
slurry.
I'll know that for next time.
It'll be even better the next time.
I can't wait. I'll make it again tomorrow. You were saying something about during the internet invitational
Yeah.
about looking at it from the emotional needs standpoint.
yeah.
And I was just thinking about, I was watching something by Chase Hughes the other day. He was on, he's a behavioralist and
Intelligence expert.
intelligence expert. Like he's a spooky kind of guy. But hypnotist, he does hypnotizing and stuff like that. But man, we should do something with, and this is, I don't know, maybe this is not the place to talk about this, but we should do something, maybe analyzing some of his clips, because there's something I was watching the other day and he was talking about one of the first things he does is analyze people based on emotional needs, so to speak. And he was like, if I know that you're high on belonging or acceptance, for instance, I know how to hone in on you. And so it was just one of those things where I'm like, oh wow, he has emotional.
I would hate that. Like I wouldn't want to be like analyzed by him.
Well, he doesn't say it.
I know, but like
Eric,
like,
nice
if
to meet
he-
you. What
but
is
if
your
he's-
highest emotional need?
But if he's in like a crowd, I'd be like, "Don't pick me! Don't pick me! Don't pick me!"
Yeah.
But it's funny you say that because I didn't know what I wanted to share, but then you spurred me on, and that even took me closer to this point, which was somebody reached out to me and said that somebody had reached out to them with an emotional needs question. And so then this person reached out to me and said, well, what should I tell them? And I said, well, and I thought about it and I broke it down.
Is this me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was speaking in code because I didn't know if you wanted me to.
Oh no, I don't care. No, you go.
Well, tell as much as you're allowed to tell of the story so it makes more sense.
I can pull it up. I don't care. We don't have to. We don't
Okay.
Yeah. I'll pull it up.
Wow, we're
We'll
getting
do-
crazy.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Thank you. All right.
Oh, somebody wants me to meet them for dinner tonight.
No. Probably not going to happen at this
Is that Chris?
It's a spam number.
Oh.
I've been getting so many spam calls the past.
Hey, you there?
I got a call and, hey, are you the owner of the North American Ice Association? Somehow, somebody somewhere got my
They got
number
your-
equated with the North American Ice Association.
Congratulations.
No.
Who is it? Dusty Slay said that when people call and say, hey, are you almost here? Which is a spam.
Yeah.
That he just goes, yep.
Oh
Do
yeah,
a
I'll
couple
play
minutes.
along.
Right. But not give any information that's true
No.
is the key.
I play along. and-
Unless they're
right.
recording your voice, then they're going to.
No, I just do text.
Oh.
So this person said, random Monday thought, if I have a high need of support, how do I find people who want to come alongside me and support me, specifically in business? because I'd imagine most people who have a high need of support can be received as annoying, in quotes, because they always need their hand held, aka needy. And then I
Reached out
messaged
to me.
Jay. I had something in my head, but then Jay, obviously the Jedi that he is with emotional needs,
That's why I brought this up.
said I would argue to find people with high need of belonging or appreciation. Meeting the need of support will meet their need to either be a part of something or of helping / appreciation.
Right. And then
To
I said,
that she was
and
like,
I said,
"Oh,
if they can't pick and choose who helps, just try to meet the need of the person who you're asking for help. Like if I know that somebody always wants to be a part of something, well, then they're not going to mind me asking them. But if I can't pick and choose who I'm asking, all right, well, Brian, you're high need of respect. I'm going to come to you and say, man, Brian, there's nobody I would have thought that could help me better than you. And that much more will make you help me than me going, Brian, I need help again.
Yeah, that turns me off. No, ugh.
So Eric was like, man, you're really good at this. And I went, why don't I do this? Like, I don't walk into a room and go, all right, what's your highest emotional need? I want to communicate that. I mean, if I'm trying to bless you, I will do that.
Sure.
When I send, one of the things that I hate, that bother me are the birthday group texts. Because it's just so you can say you sent it.
yeah,
And you both know this. I send a very intentional birthday text specifically to you or to whoever's birthday it is.
Yeah.
And I'll think about them and I go, okay, what's their emotional need? And I hit that. But I don't do that just in general, like you're saying Chase Hughes does.
Right.
And I thought there's got to be a way that we could find situations like your person that they're like, I'm stuck in this, and they have to have a modicum of emotional needs awareness,
Right.
because like they knew I have a high need of support. How do I ask for help without looking needy?
Right.
But so I'm with you on like, I want to flush that out more with situations where I'm stuck in this. How do I do this better? With the backstory of I need to do this better.
Yeah.
In typical situations. Like yours is obvious professionally. It's a crap ton of respect, and to a degree security in your professional relationship with the one person. That you need to give them respect and security.
Security.
Like, hey, this is going to get
security.
You can trust
for
me.
that person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You give them
yeah,
security.
yeah.
You can count on
Yeah.
me. I will take care of this. I can't guarantee this,
Right.
but this is what I'll guarantee, and everything else.
True. Yeah.
Anyhow, beyond that, so let's continue to not flush that out down the road and talk about it again this time next week.
Yeah.
And by that I mean 2 weeks.
Right.
right.
So I'm encouraged right now because I'm in a high activity, one would say stress, but in the most positive of ways.
Sure.
Period of time, even like to the point of fall weekend for Young Life is this weekend, and I'm not going because I'm going to go see Bella in Little Women the play. If you thought Little Women the musical was boring, just wait for Little Women the play. I've said that before. I don't know if it was on the podcast or not.
No, I don't think so.
And Joe,
I don't think I knew that you were going up.
oh yeah, and Joe, that's Joe's line. If you were bored, just wait for Little Women the play, and I went astonishing because that's the big song.
Yeah.
So she just gets astonishing. And so I'm sending 3, Christina, Julian, and Julia, as leaders. They've never been to anything Young Life other than Bible study in my house.
Oh, this is going to be great.
With guys 1 to 2 have done anything Young Life. Now, Corey is my main guy, and he's going. And I've already pulled him aside and been like,
I already love this.
I'm like-
I do too.
I'm like,
I
Julie-
can't wait to hear
so
all
much.
about this.
I'm like, Julian is our leader, but Corey, you're kind of the leader because you went to camp with me, so you watched me, But I only had like 2 guys.
is Jared going?
No, but yes, but he's going with Perry because he's not with us yet.
Got it.
But he'll be there.
Yeah.
And Amani's sending 4 guys with a brand new guy leader.
Man, this is going to be the best
Right.
weekend ever.
No, I met with him Sunday night and I said, here's all the things you do. You put your mattress right by the door so they don't sneak out. One staff person said in our meeting last week, she goes, yeah, last year, she goes, I woke up to my girls dragging me out of the way of the door. But, so that's one of the examples. And how are we paying for them to go? Because I know every kid doesn't have $150.
Yeah.
But now we're at like 7, kids going from
Nice.
Penn Hills, which is 6 more than has gone in the last 15 years.
Where is it?
Ligonier
Okay,
Conference Center.
Yeah, campus
Right.
conference center.
All that work done before you took the position, all the
Oh
previous.
yeah, I'm standing on the shoulders
yeah,
of giants.
yeah,
But for example, so that's one of the stressor things that's going on
sure.
while doing a million other things. But I'm very encouraged for something at the church, which is I've been very aggressively trying to equip people to intentionally love other people.
Yeah,
I've put out 2 monthly calendars with a day by day or a week by week idea or command or, impetus for specific ways to bless other people.
I put a thing on the board.
Look at you. That's what I'm talking about. And different ways of how do we make it known. And I feel like we've gotten some momentum finally, literally 10 weeks into it. And so that's encouraging. I'm encouraged by a lot of things. But also, it's a lot going on. And then, people say they seek a balanced life. And I think I've said this to you, Brian, that Jesus didn't have a balanced life.
No, not at all.
It was work, rest,
Yeah.
work, rest, work. And so I have a very Jesus-centered life right now because there's windows that are open and I'm like, oh, I'm not going to do anything today. And then we got a baptistry donated to the church.
Oh wow,
Like a permanent one that's on wheels. And so you can move it. It's coming tomorrow. It was
No more hot tub.
no more hot tub.
That kind of makes
So
me
where's the
sad.
hot tub going?
Your back porch, I guess. highest bidder.
Right next to that cold plunge.
Ooh, maybe at the
I like that.
maybe at the congregational meeting we auction it off. Get a
Yep,
little
there you
scout-
go.
Oh, a little money for the church there.
I like it.
So
I kind of would like that.
it's nice.
I like a hot
It's-
tub.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
By the way, it is steam season again.
Oh,
I've been
yeah.
steaming with my dual steamer,
Yeah.
and my steaming muscles are needing to be flexed. About 12 minutes, I'm like, all right, time to go.
Yeah.
But once the heart start racing, you get a little dizzy. Yeah, you got to get out of there. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
My heart doesn't race.
I've heard that you're supposed to drink alcohol while you do that too.
And if you can, pass out.
Yeah. Maybe go in there with some smoke and smoke it up,
No,
No.
that never happened. I
Well,
worked
that's
at
good.
Churchill Country Club, and we have had to pull people out of the steam room after they pass out.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, that's when you're earning your money when you're dragging a naked man out of a steam room.
That sounds fantastic.
You can go ahead and mark that for later, Eric.
Sure.
You know what else sounds fantastic?
Sitting at the head of the table.
Yes.
That is an amazing place where Groot from the Hooked on Jesus podcast, Laurie Ann, Bethany Jaworski, Mary Lynn Ashley, and Breaking 90 sit each and every week. We are only 6 weeks away from announcing our new Head of the Table campaign, which will be launched at the beginning of the new year. But we are grateful for those who sit at the table. They get there by going to lunchtimeinrome.com and becoming a paid subscriber. And you are not just a loose friend, you are a close friend. You are a part of the family. And we hope that our relationship with you is not good, but it is in fact great. And last week, if you haven't listened to it yet or sat at the table with us last week, we went over what precludes relationships from being great. Certainly, there's many things that cause relationships to be terrible, but we find that so many people have good, better than most,
It's fine.
fine relationships. But the thing that is keeping people from having great relationships is emotional or relational intimacy. And we went over all that in the thing 2 weeks ago. I talked about it in church, and I said at the 9 a.m. that when I first heard the term relational intimacy, it was on when Rachel and I were being trained at the Center for Relational Care in Texas. And
What
that
year was this again? Was it 2010 that you guys were done? 2008.
and that I giggled till noon the first day. I kept hearing about intimacy. And I said that at the 9 and everybody laughed. And I said it at the 10:30 service and everybody stared at me like I was a creep.
Yeah.
I'm not over it. Anyhow, at the end of last week, Brian said, hey, let's talk about the last 3 points, which we flew by last week, as far as, well, how do you introduce that? How do you get a relationship to be great by being emotionally intimate? And again, this is predominantly with your spouse, but it's also between friends.
Applicable in other relationships.
Right. I heard a guy say about, I don't want to hear about another men's ministry
Yeah.
until did you see that or did I send it to you?
I think I saw that one. Yeah.
Until I
You might
know
have
that
said.
your church is man friendly. He said, too often we ask men to share their hearts face to face when they haven't already been shoulder to shoulder on a project.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, that
Yeah.
was a good point.
Well, and
So-
oftentimes that happens organically because of doing
The sharing
a project.
comes with the doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
It's much more, well,
It just kind of happens.
There was another clip, and it was, I forget what, it was a creative clip by a counselor, and she was saying how hard it is to get men to open up until she realized, and I forget what she called it, but like she would just bring a football,
Oh, yeah.
and they would throw the
Yeah.
football back and forth, and the guy's like, I don't know, my dad just didn't have time to play football with me. And
Yeah.
like 5 minutes
I've
later,
been
he's
so hurt
crying.
My
Yeah.
entire life by that.
But there's two ways to make your relationship go from good to great in general. And this occurred to me recently when somebody said they were convicted by one of my sermons. And I thought they were convicted by when I said, are you tired of being comfortably miserable? The people have their hurts from childhood, their hurts from early in their marriage and everything else. Dare to heal. Well, no, that isn't what they were convicted by. They were convicted by they really need to work better at their relationships, which is great.
Mhm.
But what I have found is that many people, present company not discluded or excluded, they work hard at their relationships of what's going on right now. And they're going to bang it out and they're going to discuss it and we're going to get through this and everything else. But they don't heal their hurts from earlier in their marriage. And they certainly don't heal their hurts from when they were 5 years old, which is making it more difficult up here at the top presently. And so they grind it out, and they work and they push and they fight and if they do all that,
Right.
if they don't, they just go back to good,
Right.
maybe good.
Mm-hmm.
So number one is you heal from your past hurts. And I don't see it. That's all I'm saying. People are not, I said it in church every Sunday for the last month. And
I would argue 10 years.
I can, valid point. And I can count on no fingers the number of people that have said, you know what, Jay, can you find somebody that's can just sit and let me just talk about my story? Or some of these tools that you use, zero.
Yeah.
They don't want to go back.
Right.
And when we go, like when Rachel and I were trained, the first thing we did was learn about emotional needs and all this stuff, things we've talked about. But the second thing we did was heal as individuals. And there's two reasons why you do that. One, what I was talking about, which is you're going to be better suited to heal as a couple if you're healed as an individual.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
But number two, when Rachel hears my story, when I write out my therapeutic letter, which is one of the tools that we use, and we've done an episode on that. When she hears me talk about my genogram and she joins me and she comforts me, her heart is going to be softened and broken for me, and vice versa. When I hear about how she was raised, we all know how each other were raised, but when you hear more of the details and you hear what hurt the other person, your heart breaks a little bit more for that person.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we have a current day situation, I'm looking through the lens of that hurt 5-year-old, not just the 35-year-old that made me mad this morning. And so one, it makes you a much more healthy person to heal and to be in a relationship with. But number two, it breaks your heart for the other person in the relationship. Then, I hope this isn't in my notes for later because then I'm going to empty it all out. Go ahead, Eric.
I would like to say, I feel like this is kind of like an applicable or kind of way to look at how God looks at us. Because you always hear like how people say, look at other people through God's eyes. I feel like this is like a tangible way
to do that.
Because like, yeah, you can look at somebody and like, oh yeah, they need forgiving or they need this, but like it's a level, multiple levels deeper than just looking at a person in a forgiving way or something like that. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
No, it does. You begin to see one of the first things I do when I am teaching someone before they get married is I say, share a hurt from your childhood. This is one of the first baby steps into that. But I say, what I want you to do is take if I was talking to you and Lex, I would say, Lex, take Brian's face right now and put it on a little 4-year-old boy.
Mm-hmm.
So that you can be like, oh, wow, he was this little boy. Because if you go like you as a 4-year-old, who does that look like? I don't know. And so your heart breaks for them, much like I would say God's heart broke when you were hurt.
Yeah.
So I agree with that. So you heal as an individual. You help the other person heal. And then what we would do is go over past hurts in the relationship. We got past, the number of times people said to me, well, we did have a lot of conflict when we were first married, but we got past it.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
You don't bring it up anymore.
Yeah.
But the damage has been done. So you empty the vault of all those things. Now you're most prepared to handle, okay, what's happening today? If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the two of you are working on the same team now. It's not me versus you. Like I think it was Chris said years ago what he read, which was, it's not I have a problem with you, Brian. It's we have a problem. There was a conflict at church. It came to my attention on Sunday. And it was one of those it was a very real conflict over what one considered to be a very trivial topic.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where in my head, I was like, are we talking about this right now?
Yeah.
But I said, go to that person and say, help me understand, why you did this. And I want you to understand how this made me feel. And maybe together we can figure this out.
All right. Can I go back to what you said about the zero people have approached you?
Yes.
Do you think it's just they don't want to do the work?
So what I'm saying is they haven't approached me and said, Jay, you keep talking about healing from my past hurts. I'm ready to do that. I'm saying 0 people have done that. And you're asking me, is it because they don't want to do the work? First of all, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I would say if I had to figure out why does nobody want to do that?
It's hard.
Well, just because they haven't come to me doesn't mean they don't want to do it.
Sure.
I would say the average person doesn't believe that it will help them. I believe if they think it would help them, it won't outweigh opening up those old hurts.
Mm-hmm.
That you're asking me to go back into my life and bring up old hurts with the hopes that it might help me in my present day.
And it's like and I think it's worth like still repeating, still giving examples, still, all of that, because like I thought the same thing at the beginning too, when I heard a lot of this. But then like I've had those aha moments where like I can relate to it, and then it makes sense. But I feel like it is kind of hard to buy into it or want to do the work until you like have that moment kind of thing, I guess.
And I think we're caught up in the moment. I just mentioned how busy I am. I'm not special.
Right.
Everybody's busy.
Yeah.
Right.
So when are you gonna sit back and take a few, So I think it's all those things.
Yeah. I think apathy plays a large role.
Oh yeah, that could definitely be in there. I think just as a culture.
I'm not saying about our church. I'm just saying
No,
in general,
I-
a lot of this people, I think you're either caught up in the moment, like you said, or it's just and I'm not even talking about a horrible apathy. It's just, you're either being, in a lot of ways, you're either being proactive or reactive. And I think the default for a lot of people is to live in reactivity, in, the path of least resistance and just letting it ride rather than doing the work and conquering that apathy.
I would argue, I agree, so I'm not arguing. But I would also add, I think it is a detachment.
Mm-hmm.
It's not apathetic, but it's more like, I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, no, you're not. No, I'm okay. I'm good. They're detached from their feelings. So, it's, we call it apathy, call it detachment, but they're watching themselves more than they are engaged in themselves.
Mm-hmm. So they would rather live in a fiction than try to find the reality.
No, because the fiction's very real. It's not fiction.
Well,
I'd rather be comfortably miserable than risk.
Healthy
Yeah, healing.
and productivity.
Because that's scary.
Yeah.
And, again, they're sort of just watching themselves. Well, it must suck to be them. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm them.
Right.
But how to, so my encouragement for everybody, obviously, is to heal from your past hurts. Reach out to us. We'll give you the steps that you need to take and the tools that you need to use. We've done that for 304 episodes so far. But beyond that, we said there are 3 components, which is a slow communication of needs, purposeful attempts to meet the needs, constant feedback, mutual encouragement, and grace. In regards to slow communication of needs, we talked about it being a level playing field, that it's not, it's that 2 people working. Let's find a way that you and I can work this together. Now, if the other person isn't willing, that's a whole nother problem.
Right.
But you have common goals. We're doing this as a team, and it's ideally outside of any major conflict. Another thing, when we were first trained in Texas, they went over everything in your relationship. Like, okay, is everybody good? Like, there's been no cheating. There's been no massive scandals. Okay. So we're on this relative level playing field.
Yeah.
We're working together, and we're going to slowly communicate our needs, because what happens is you get into patterns, destructive communication patterns, which is the same fight you have over and over again, just with different details. So if you go slow, you have the chance to stay out of that and be reminded of, hey, we're doing this together. We're on the same team. And our goal is relational intimacy. Goal's not to get my needs met or to meet your needs. It's that we have our needs met and we do this together. And so it's one of those things where I think it might be impossible, and I teach it a lot. If that isn't as humble as I can be or self-deprecating, because the left side of your brain, the analytical side, is, I forget what the number is, but it's exponentially slower than the right side, your emotional side.
Right.
So I say, go slow emotionally. Well, the left side's going, hey. And the right side's like, I can't believe she did it again. She's the worst. I can't believe it. But at least in intention, it looks good on paper.
Yeah.
I would add. As I choked to death. Number 2, purposeful attempts to meet their needs. We did a whole series on this.
Yep.
We had this big idea for our next level, and remember that level up challenge?
I just was looking at my notes on that the other day.
How so?
I have it on my phone, and I was going through all my, Google keep notes, and I saw it. I was like, oh yeah, that was a thing. And we did it. We did it for a while. Always meant to circle back, and,
Sure didn't.
since 2024.
To be fair, wasn't a lot of extra momentum. We didn't have people stopping us on the streets or saying, hey, I saw the level up challenge. I'm only level 2 and everything else that hasn't happened. But one of the biggest keys, we talk about being open and honest and vulnerable. And it's being vulnerable enough to communicate a need and trust that the other person is going to try to meet that need. I mean, that's, again, you talk about being apathetic or apathy. If I'm apathetic and I just go, well, that's who they are, they're never going to change. I know who they are. But if I say, all right, I'm going to give you a chance to meet this need. Why are you laughing?
I was just thinking about a relationship that I have right now where I tell myself that a lot.
They're just who they
They're
are.
just who they are.
And I don't want to risk saying, here is what I need.
Oh, I've done that.
Right. Well, but you're not on a mutual field.
We're not on the same planet, I don't think. I think we might be out of different galaxies. So, which goes to the point of you have to have 2 people that are trying to play the same game. Even if everybody's committing an error, at least you're trying to all play the same game.
Yeah. And I've mentioned this before, I know, but let's talk about you for a second, Brian, since we just were. You would say to anyone, Ethan, your dad, Lex, me, anybody you're in a relationship with, if you're trying to get a little more emotionally intimate, hey, my highest emotional need is respect. It would mean the world to me if once a week, once a day, whenever, you said to me, Brian, you're a good whatever, or however I could meet the need of respect. You give a very specific way to do it, when to do it, and how to do it.
Yeah.
So that
That's
they,
a very low bar for them to like. You're offering it to them. It's a low bar. Let me help you. Help me.
yeah.
Help us.
Have you ever done that with your spouses?
I know you have.
With your spouse? My apologies.
No, I mean you've told a story about like with Rachel. Rachel,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She does it every day.
Yeah.
And actually, her hands, now it's winter. Yeah, I'm good. They're so cold. I'm so warm in bed, and she'll like touch my arm, and I'm like, I appreciate the intent.
there have been times where that has happened both ways.
Yeah.
With me and Lex. We don't make a regular practice out of it,
Right.
but we're also at a place that
You're what happens after this.
yeah. So there, I think it would probably be not a bad idea to do do it on a regular basis. But
Of all the things I've done since I've learned all about this, it's one of my favorite things because it's just,
it's a softball.
and here's how you can love me. Just do this. Now, what happens when they don't? Well, you've got problems.
Right.
You've got problems. And guess what? You already did. So you really didn't create any problems. You just exposed them.
Right.
But to sit there and say, here's how you can, here is the roadmap. We used to talk about emotional needs being the cheat code. And then we said, no, it's the code. Well, this is the instruction manual for the code. Just do this. And it blows my mind. Nobody does that. And it works. It's unbelievably simple and it works. And the caveat I always say is people go, well, he should just know. Well, clearly they don't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's every like sitcom joke about relationships since the beginning of time.
Yeah. Well,
He should just know.
he bought me a vacuum.
Yeah.
Which I've bought Rachel a vacuum because that's what she wanted.
Yeah.
And it worked out great.
Yeah.
And then eventually you figure it out. Like you said, that's what I said. You get to that level where like Amy doesn't inherently have to tell you how to meet her needs. You're like, it would help though.
Yes.
No, but I mean, I know what Rachel needs and I give it to her.
Yeah.
She's high on encouragement. When I pick up the phone, when she calls me after work every day, first words out of my mouth, you made it,
Yeah.
and there you go. And I try to resist fixing her work problems.
Yeah.
Though I did it again today, but that's another point. And actually she received it well because I'd already said, you made it. Yeah. And now you're just rocking and rolling at that point. Oh, that's a YouTube update. I thought it was a comment. Anyhow, so you have slow communication of needs. You have your purposeful attempts to meet the needs. And then lastly, constant feedback, mutual encouragement, and grace. Which, if you have decided we're just going to grind this out, we're not going to go, the past is the past. Things were the way they were. I was raised the way I was raised. We're not going to heal from our past hurts. Very difficult. This stage will be very difficult on the mutual encouragement and grace. The constant feedback, sure. Feedback's easy. You suck.
Yeah.
That's feedback.
Right.
But I was talking with Mary Lynn, who sits at the head of the table, about somebody else, but she said the old adage in behavioral modification, like when she worked at Presley Ridge, was always catch a kid doing something good. Think about how many relationships where we're quick to point out where they did something wrong,
Yep.
but we don't point out when they do something right.
Yeah. Edification, that's the word for it, is it's finding those things and bringing them to attention, and it's edifying that person in that. It is like a magical elixir when you find those things in any, it could be a stranger at Aldi, and I think that's something you're great at. You just find the thing in the person that will make them go, I feel better. And they don't necessarily know why or how, but you're really good at that.
Thank you. And one of my new favorite things is when I decant. Like it happened today. A guy was in line in front of me and he was like, excuse me. He didn't even say excuse me, but like he said something. And I was like, oh, hey, yeah. And nothing.
Yeah.
And then like he came back. So I made like a point to step to the side and nothing. And I was like, we are not trying anymore with that guy. I cannot find his button.
No one to hold him, no one to fold him.
Yeah. But the whole point of the grace, but the mutual encouragement. So I could say to Rachel, hey, this meant so much to me, but, and if it did mean, and don't lie, by the way, but I appreciate you trying. Here's how it could have been better. Now, if you haven't done steps 1 and step 2, you got no shot at step 3.
Yeah.
Because then that's the refining. Hey, I saw your effort and it helped me here, but it would mean so much to me if you could take it to this level.
Yeah.
And then the whole giving grace, which with all due respect, it's actually mercy, but we won't get into that now. Hey, you missed the mark here, but man, I knew you were trying.
Yeah.
And that's great. And let's hit it again tomorrow. Let's try again tomorrow. If every married couple just talked like that and they meant that and they communicated that way, how much better would they be?
Substantially.
I would think immensely better.
And again, I think this isn't a quick fix. I think this is a lifelong practice.
A discipline, if you will.
It's a discipline, right?
It's an intention. Hey, we're going to value this and we're going to work hard at this.
Right.
I even hate that phrase. We're going to work hard at this. It's really not that hard.
You're just going to be intentional about it and be proactive.
And give grace and communicate and value and move on.
Right.
Gosh, it's so easy.
I mean, these 3 steps are simple, but they may not be easy sometimes. But
I would
when
argue
you do
most
it
people
over and
don't
over
do
and over
all
and
of
over again, but it's just like going to the gym. The first 2 weeks suck, but then once you do it, you continue to build and you continue to maintain. And, I think this is a good practice too.
I shared last week, I think, when I screwed up in comforting Rachel. I didn't comfort her at all when she said, I'm just trying to get an emotional need met. And I said, I know, and I'm responding poorly. Well, later in the week, she was upset about something. And I said to her, honey, I want you to know I'm worried about you. I said, I think your emotional margin, it's a very short trip for you to go to anxiety, because she was so beat up at work and everything else, literally and figuratively. And I said, honey, I'm not judging you. And I went, actually, yes, I am. I said, I'm judging that you have nothing left to give. It was just a fun moment on being very open and honest and being like, no, I'm entirely judging you right now. I'm judging you. You're not a bad person, but you have nothing left to offer.
Yeah.
And go back to whatever we decided to call them, the marriage meetings on any kind of a regular basis.
Check-in?
What?
Check-ins?
Check-ins. We did call them check-ins.
Yeah.
I thought you said chicken.
Chicken.
So that made no sense whatsoever.
Bark.
That's what you do whenever you and Lex want to have a meeting. You just walk past her. Yeah, marriage check-ins. And I mentioned it last week during the trade days. It was every night, 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Where are you? Are you okay?
So vital. Brutal and vital.
There was a moment where we feared that Rachel may be great with child for a 4th time while Trey was battling cancer. Have I ever shared this with you guys?
No, I don't think so.
Faintly familiar.
And we were just staring at each other.
Yeah.
And I said, man, when having a kid with cancer isn't the scariest thing you got going on.
Yep.
Man, that was a fun moment. It didn't pan out to anything. But it was during one of those moments. It was a very not talkative marriage check-in.
Yeah.
And we just looked at each other and I was like, Lord, your will be done. But I mean, if I got any say in this, I just want you to know that was not the time.
What a surreal moment that you as a 35 or 40-year-old, if you would have told yourself at 20 years old, hey, this is what you're going to encounter in 20 years or 15 years or whatever. Wow, what an out-of-body experience.
When we're always like, oh, I just wish I knew. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. We should make it. Maybe that's something we could do sometime. By the way, that's the end of all the notes that I had. No recording or remembering of wrongs. Certainly. No recording. We always remember, but don't bring it back up. But what if we made a list? The phrase that I use is when you say I do, you have no idea what you're saying I do too.
Yeah.
What if we made a list of what are the top 10 things that if when you got married, if you were told, oh, by the way, this is coming.
Like if we personally made that?
I don't know. I'm just spitballing, but I got so many. Now there's also the other side. I could have never imagined.
Right.
Right.
I mean, something
miracles.
but even something as simple as in my walkabout from when I left Young Life until I became a pastor at Faith Church, I would drive past the church that's by my house on Frankstown Road, the small church on the left. And I'd be like, Lord, why can't you just give me that church? Because it was empty at the time or whatever. I just want somewhere to preach, just somewhere where I can have a hub for my ministry. And, and he gave me that.
Yeah.
With all due respect, took 3 years, but
Yes.
But so it's positive as well as the holy cow.
Right. That's an interesting idea.
And again, and then maybe a follow-up of, and here's what God did.
Yeah. Or here's how somebody came alongside it and met emotional needs along the way.
Okay, who helped you through it?
Right.
Or who didn't. We
Well.
can mourn with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing a lot of pointing.
Yeah, you are.
Well, that goes back to my idea, not my idea, what I did years ago, which was when I would have a listing of my prayers that were measurable with in every way. Like, is it met or not? When is it going to be met or not? And I would number everyone that was answered yes.
So when you were in Indiana?
It was actually, no, it was post-Indiana. I think it was actually in between Indiana and back at IU selling wine.
Mm.
It was 2 years. And I would always look at the ones that said no.
Mm-hmm.
And looking back, I don't want any of them.
Yeah.
Like, it's a phenomenal thing.
I had another thought that on the subject of what we were just talking about is good to very good, right? Good to great. What if people don't really know what great is? What if they have always kind of lived with
Never seen it.
never seen it? You have no ability to visualize what great is for, it's not certainly not going to be the same for everybody. There may be similarities for a lot of people. There may be common threads, but I think if you don't have a vision, if you don't know what you're trying to go towards, how are you going to
You certainly don't see it in media.
Right. Right. Everything is distorted. So, I mean, I think that might be an interesting continuation or addendum to this subject. Like, what if you don't have what is good to great?
Yeah, I mean, that's a valid point. I don't know how to.
I don't know how
to flesh it out. But I mean, for example, I was talking about you guys, and somebody in my extended family said to me, "Man, it must be great." I've told this before. Everything I say, I've said before. Man, it must be great to have friends. And I was like, "Wow, you really don't have any friends." Like, so that looks foreign to them to not only have friends but good friends.
Yeah.
But what do you do? Well, if you don't have it and you've never seen it, you're first of all not listening to this. Well, you might be listening to us, but if you do, then you've heard about it enough. They're not looking for it. That's why most people are not even good. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So they're never going to get the great.
Right.
I don't know. I'll tell you what's great. Thanksgiving.
Next week.
It is. It turns out next week. It's funny with fall weekend coming up this weekend, but me going all this stuff. It's like one of those things where once it's over, it's like, oh, now we're into Thanksgiving. That's what's coming up.
Yep.
What are you guys food-wise looking forward to? And it can be specific or general, or are you not?
I mean, for me, it's always stuffing. Like, I just want to eat all the stuffing. I literally could just fill my plate with stuffing and nothing else and be happy on Thanksgiving.
How many other times a year do you eat stuffing?
None.
Really?
None times.
None times.
Only time
It's
is
the
Thanksgiving
only
Day.
time. And Amy makes my favorite stuffing, and it's just one of those things. Like, yeah, because I try not
You're
to
so
eat.
excited right now.
I'm just thinking about it. Yeah, least would be turkey.
Yeah.
It's always turkey. It's like, man.
Well, this year we're doing it at my house. My sister's been doing it for a while, and a family member had a health issue, and so they're not able to do it this year. So I said I'll do it.
Are they still coming?
No, they're not coming. My aunt and uncle aren't coming for dinner, so it's really just going to be the four of us.
Hers and the hers.
The hers and the hers. And I'm really looking forward to that. I'm going to cook. I'm going to do the turkey. My mom's bringing some stuff. So I don't think it's necessarily a particular food, although.
Well, that's sort of where I'm going. But go ahead.
Yeah. Although the sweet potato casserole, I always love that. I get that like once or twice a year. It's got the brown sugar and stuff on top with the sweet potatoes. It's like a dessert, but I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to overeating a little bit of all the holiday fare because it's just a great memory. It's a great feeling. I love it. I love doing the parade in the morning, watching the parade and the dog show. I really love Thanksgiving.
I like Thanksgiving Day, just hanging out, watching football, watching the parade.
It's so great. Like, Because what I'm looking forward to is the chaos.
Are you doing the whole clear the
Oh, yeah.
room and do the
Yeah, I think we're at 24.
dancing and
So we take everything out of the living room, put
Yeah.
in, tables from the church, and cram 24 people into the living
your
room
living room?
for dinner. And we all cook different things, and just the chaos of the oven management
Yep.
and the personalities involved. I mean, one year we had passes for the kitchen
Yeah.
that you had to have a pass to be able to be in the kitchen, because
Yeah.
I don't have the biggest kitchen.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to pass.
Yeah, because you're just hanging out.
Yeah.
But when you put the turkey in and the one pops and the other doesn't, and the leg is the leg's at 185 and the breast is sitting there at 140, and you're like, I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
Gotta
be fine.
It's just the chaos is so much fun,
Yeah.
and staying ahead of the dishes the whole time. I like that as well. And then the different drama that pops up. Oh, it's delightful. I love it so much. Big guy putting a little bit of the
Army.
what?
That's what he said.
That's what he says. The Army.
The Army.
Wonder when that was. Army Navy? I don't know. Putting the brioche, the gefilte, the anti-acids directly into his wine.
Oh.
That's a nice move. But seeing everybody, I'm just excited for it, and I hope that everybody is here, has a great Thanksgiving. We have a lot to be thankful for. There's a lot we could improve on, but we have a lot to be thankful for. And we're thankful for everybody who listens to this every week and sits down at the table with us. We are very grateful for you.
So everybody have a happy Thanksgiving.
And that is it for episode 304. Join us in 2 weeks for episode 305. Between now and then, please give us a like or follow on social media and visit us at lunchtimeinrome.com. While there, take our relational needs questionnaire. Thanks for joining us at the table for Lunchtime in Rome. See you in 2 weeks.
Gobble, gobble.
Bye.